guys, I'm Kasha. Welcome to my channel, to my bookland. And today in our coffee times together, I have for you a book tag. So I have seen this tag going around a little bit, and it is called the end of the year book tag, but it has to do a little bit with fall and transitioning into winter. So I thought it would be perfect for me to upload this now before we get even more into winter season. So now let's go and do the end of the year tag.
It's coffee time!
Now, I have seen these going around and I've just, stolen it. And I'm gonna leave down below the questions in case that you want to do it yourself. I'm not gonna tag anybody in particular, but if you, like me, find this tag interesting and would like to do it, feel free to do it yourself as well. And let's start with the question. So question number one is there any book that you started this year that you still need to finish? Normally for me, the answer to this would be no, because I normally never leave books unfinished. I either finish them or DNF them, but I never leave a book kind of like in the middle until this year. So a couple of months ago, I started a book that is very chunky and then I really wanted to read this year. And honestly, I'm enjoying it, but for some reason, challenges, readathons, things got in the way. On September, I did the Monsterathon. In October, I focused on reading a little bit more horror. And in November, now I'm hosting my own readathon called Evilathon. So I have been postponing finishing that book. And that book is Stephen and Owen King's Sleeping Beauties. I really wanted to read this book this year. It's a very chunky book. I'm currently over 200 pages into the story, and like I said, I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it, but I started it, I don't remember when, and I had to stop because of readathons, and now I find myself, again in readathons, and the end of the year is approaching, so I still hope to be able to finish it. I really love this story. It's about this hypothetical world in which women start to fall asleep, and when they do, they never wake up again. They just turn into this kind of cocoon, and you kind of wake them up. If you do, they turn kind of like, like a animal out of control and bite and try to kill people and things like that, so you're not supposed to wake them up. I'm really enjoying the story. I'm enjoying the characters and everything, but I stopped it for, I think it was the Monsterathon, and since then it's just been standing there on my shelf. Next question is, do you have an autumnal book to transition to the end of the year? And the answer to this is not really. What I like to do when winter comes, or when fall comes, is to read a little bit more thrillers and horror, because I think they're very fitting for this season. There's something about thrillers that I really enjoy to read them around winter. I don't know, maybe because they give me the chills, but yeah, I'm very hilarious. So basically, thriller. So any thriller and horror books that I'm reading right now for the Evilathon would be kind of my transitioning into winter. Next question. Is there any release you're still waiting for? The answer is yes. On the 3rd of December, we're getting Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Tomi Adeyemi, which is the second book of the series after Children of Blood and Bone. I love that book. That book is something that surprised me. I'm not somebody that gives really high ratings to fantasy, because it has to be something that I really truly enjoy, and I give a 5 coffee mug rating to Children of Blood and Bone. I absolutely loved it, and I cannot wait to see what happens next. So it's definitely one that I'm going to pick up as soon as possible, but because I'm gonna be traveling a lot during December, even though it's coming out at the beginning of the month, I don't think I'm gonna be able to read it until next year. Next question. What are 3 books that you want to read before the end of the year? Now, because I'm going on holidays at the beginning of December this year instead of going over Christmas, I'm not gonna have much time, and I'm gonna be mostly just reading ebooks. But in the month of December, before the year ends, there are 3 books that I would like to finish. The first one is an ARC that I got in London, and that is Infinity Sun by Adam Silvera. I have loved all his books so far, and this is going to be fantasy, so it's going to be something a bit different, so I'm really excited about it. and definitely one that I want to check out in December because it's coming out in January 2020. Next I have The Institute by Stephen King. I got myself 2 different copies of this book with 2 different nice hardcover editions, and I still have not read it, but it has to do with children with superpowers and an organization that kind of wants to test on them because they have these superpowers. So a topic that I love and I really want to check it out. And the last one is actually a book that I have on my TBR pile for the Evil-a-thon, so I hope that I will be reading this in this month of November, and that is The Chain by Adrienne McKinty. And the reason why is because this is a story that kind of reminds me of, you know, these stories where the evil can be your next door neighbor, and I love that kind of fear situations. We're following the story of this kind of chain in which they kidnap your kid and they give you a deadline to help them kidnap another kid, or they will kill your kid, something like that. So it sounds to me like some sort of like thriller slash horror story, and like I said, it kind of reminds me of, you know, how far people will go to save the people they love and the evil inside of us if we're being pushed to our limits. I love those kinds of stories where evil becomes something tangible that could happen anywhere, anytime, to anybody. And so yeah, I'm really excited about this one. Next question: is there a book that you might still read that might shock you? It might become one of your favorite ones of the year. I don't know. I'm going to be reading a little bit more horror now, so I'm hoping there's going to be one that it's gonna shock me. Honestly, I could say The Institute here, but I've been hearing so many mixed reviews about this book, and a lot of people saying they don't like the newer Stephen King books, so I'm kind of scared that I'm not gonna love it as much. But I did love The Outsider, and also a lot of other people had mixed feelings about it, so maybe The Institute will become one of my still 5 coffee mug rating books. And the last question is, have you already started making plans for your reading in 2020? Yes and no. I've decided that I would like to incorporate more horror and spooky books into my channel. I know a lot of you out there would like to hear more recommendations and hear more reviews and books that are horror and spooky, because you want to be introduced to the genre, or because you don't know exactly where to start or what to pick. So I would like to focus a little bit on horror, but also I'm gonna keep my channel very open to all kinds of books. I read basically anything: YA, middle grade, adult, fantasy, romance. I'm not scared of anything really, so I would like to keep my reading still kind of mixed and kind of go with what I feel like I want to read in the moment. But I do want to focus a little bit more on horror next year. And also, even though I miserably failed in 2019, I still want to make a TBR pile of books that I need to read in 2020 and see if I manage and make kind of like a specific pile of books that I really want to read next year, and I don't want to wait any longer. And these were the questions for the end of the year book tag. Let me know down below, what would you like to see in my channel next year? What are things that you would be interested in, so I can work on those as well. And thanks so much for watching, you guys. If you want to do the tag, the questions, like I said, are gonna be in the description box down below. I hope that you enjoyed this quick book tag, and thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. Please give the video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and also remember to hit the notification bell. If you had Goodreads, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, you can find me in these 4 social media as well, so the links to those are gonna be in the description box as well. And I hope to see you all in the next coffee time. Bye.